The room is dark, except for the blue glare reflecting off the edge of a half-empty water glass on your nightstand. You lie on your back, the sheets tangled somewhere near your knees, staring at the ceiling for a moment before your eyes drag back down to the glowing rectangle in your palm. The house is completely silent. Somewhere downstairs, the refrigerator hums. A low, indifferent vibration that only amplifies the quiet, pressing against your eardrums like a physical weight. Your thumb drags across the glass screen. Up, up, up. You are not reading the words. You are not looking at the faces. You are just watching the colors bleed into one another, washing over your tired eyes like cold water. A stranger chops onions on a wooden board. A car drives through the neon-soaked rain of a city you have never visited. A dog chases a tennis ball into a gray ocean. None of it matters. None of it registers. You are feeding your brain empty calories of light and sound. Just enough noise to keep the silence from rushing in. Your eyes are dry, stinging slightly at the corners. Then your blinking has become slow, deliberate, heavy. Your body is practically begging for surrender. The muscles in your shoulders ache with a dull, persistent tension. Your legs feel like lead beneath the thin cotton of your blanket. Physiologically, you are exhausted. You are completely drained. And yet, your thumb swipes again. Up, up, up. You tell yourself it is just 5 more minutes. You have been telling yourself this for 2 hours. The red digital numbers on the microwave downstairs probably read something past 2 in the morning, though you refuse to look at the time at the top of your screen. Looking at the time makes it real. As long as you do not acknowledge the hour, you exist in a strange, suspended vacuum where tomorrow does not yet exist. Then today has technically not ended. You are hiding in the margins of the night. During the daylight hours, you do not belong to yourself. The morning belongs to the commute, to the cold air hitting your face as you rush to a train or a car. The afternoon belongs to the emails, the meetings, the polite nods in hallways, the relentless demands of other people's emergencies. Your energy is a currency you are forced to spend on things you do not care about. You wear the face you are supposed to wear. You say the words you are supposed to say. By the time the sun sets and the front door clicks shut behind you, there is almost nothing left. So you steal the night. You sit in the dark and you refuse to close your eyes. Because closing your eyes means going to sleep. And going to sleep means waking up. And waking up means starting the whole exhausting performance all over again. The scrolling is a rebellion. It is a tiny, silent riot against the obligations of the daylight. You are reclaiming your time. But as your thumb pushes another fleeting image off the screen, you feel the hollow ache in your chest. You are not enjoying this. You are not having fun. You are holding tomorrow hostage. But you are the only one bleeding in the negotiation. Eventually, the battery icon dips into a sliver of red, or the stinging in your eyes becomes unbearable. Then you are forced to open the clock application. This is the ritual. You stare at the rows of times stacked on your screen, each one accompanied by a small gray toggle switch. You press the first one. 6 a.m. turns bright green. Then 6:15 a.m. Then 6:30 a.m. then 6:45 a.m., then 7 a.m., then 7:15 a.m., then 7:30 a.m. 7 alarms. A staircase of shrill, metallic sounds waiting in the future. You do the math in your head. A desperate, frantic arithmetic. If you fall asleep in exactly 7 minutes, you will get 4 hours and 12 minutes of sleep. That is enough. That is survivable. You have survived on less. You tell yourself that the 6 a.m. alarm is the real one. You tell yourself that tomorrow morning you will hear that first tone. You will open your eyes. You will throw off the covers. Then you will step into the cold air as a disciplined, rested, motivated person. You picture this imaginary morning self. They are strong. They are capable. They do not hit snooze. But as you stare at the 7 green toggles glowing in the dark room, a quiet thought arrives uninvited, settling heavy into the space between your ribs. You are not setting those alarms to wake up. You are setting them to negotiate with your own guilt. The person you are right now. The one lying in the dark with stinging eyes and a racing mind, knows that the 6 a.m. alarm is a lie. You know you will sleep through it, or you will blindly smash the screen until it stops. You know the 6:15 a.m. alarm will be met with a groan of physical agony. You know the 6:30 a.m. alarm will blur into a feverish, fragmented dream. You set 7 alarms because you know you are deliberately destroying tomorrow. Then the alarms are your only way of pretending you care. They are a contract you are writing with a version of yourself that does not exist. You are not preparing to wake up. You are punishing tomorrow's self for tonight's desperation, leaving a trail of noise to drag your exhausted body out of the wreckage you are actively creating. The green toggles stare back at you. They look like a confession. You lock the screen. The room plunges into sudden, absolute blackness. But your eyes still see the ghost of the blue light floating in the air. The phone is placed face down on the mattress. Now, there is nothing left to distract you. The silence of the house rushes back in, ringing in your ears. The refrigerator stops humming, leaving an even deeper, heavier quiet. This is the moment you were avoiding. Without the flashing images, without the endless scroll of other people's lives, you are trapped alone with your own mind. The thoughts you kept at bay with the glowing rectangle now begin to surface, bubbling up from the dark water. The email you forgot to send. The conversation you had 3 years ago where you said the wrong thing. The vague, suffocating dread of the future, hovering just out of focus. Large and shapeless and terrifying. You turn onto your side. The pillow is too warm. You flip it over, pressing your cheek into the brief, fleeting coolness of the cotton. You close your eyes, but your brain is wired, spinning violently. Entirely disconnected from the heavy, exhausted shell of your body. You focus on your breathing. In. Out. You try to visualize an empty room. You try to count backwards from 100. 99. 98. 97. It does not work. The anxiety sits at the base of your throat. A tight, hard knot that makes it difficult to swallow. You open your eyes again. The room has adjusted to the dark. You can see the faint outlines of your furniture, the dresser, the door frame, the pile of clothes on the chair, masquerading as a shadow. Outside, far away, the wet tires of a single car hiss against the asphalt. The sound fades into the distance, leaving you entirely alone. The night is slipping through your fingers. The rebellion is over, and you have lost. You pull the blanket tighter around your shoulders, curling inward, trying to make yourself as small as possible. The muscles in your jaw are clenched. You force them to relax, but a moment later, they tighten again. Tomorrow is coming. It is rolling toward you like a massive, slow-moving train. And you are tied to the tracks. The 7 alarms are waiting. The cold air is waiting. The exhaustion is already here, settling deep into your bones, ensuring that tomorrow will be lived through a thick, heavy fog. You lie still. The air in the room feels thick, stagnant. You wait for the heavy pull of unconsciousness, but it refuses to come. You are too tired to stay awake and too afraid to fall asleep. The room remains dark, except for the blue glare reflecting off the edge of a half-empty water glass on your nightstand. Perhaps you will close your eyes now. We will be here when you wake up. Subscribe if you want to notice these quiet currents sooner. Or subscribe if you'd rather look closer at what's running underneath. Until next time, sleep well.